And last but not least, let's see if we actually have the journal that you're looking for. I would like to caution you that if you are doing this, it could be burdensome to pick something that we don't have access to. I have had professors and researchers in the past who have found things that was the perfect resource, but it was in another state, and they had to go through interlibrary loan to retrieve it bit by bit, and it was kind of burdensome and it took a while. So this should be one of the factors you should heavily consider before you really get set on a particular journal, and this might be one of the factors that helps you decide which one to use. One caveat I would like to express, though, is we have this little neat thing, suggest a purchase. If there's a database that has a complete run of a journal that I can get access to, I can do that for you on your behalf a lot of times. And for like the pop stuff, like Rolling Stone, which we do have access to. But if it's something that's not very expensive, we might be able to just buy it outright. But in the very least, we could get a trial for you. And the downtown library, the city library, has really good access to a lot of these pop things as well. So let's not give up on that. So all you would do is look for Salt Lake City Library. And they have a search interface as well. But it's worthwhile just going down there and asking them. A long time ago, they used to have an extensive print archive that they famously had to go fetch things out of particular issues and years, and they used roller skates. So I don't know, you can find that online, but they had a huge, huge backlog. They were kind of the library of the state, and they may still represent that. So some of these, don't give up if we don't have it here at our library. When you're looking for something in our library, though, I would encourage you to start out at the advanced search. If you already know the title of something, and how you do it is you go to any field and title, and contains is exact, and I've already typed in Rolling Stone before. And then you want to go to material type, and it's a drop-down menu that drops up. I don't know why, but there you go. And you want to select journals. If it's a magazine, publication, anything like that, it's going to fall under journals. Just kind of like we did with WorldCat, and it was serials. When you click on search, the cool thing that this does for you is you can see other editions that have shown up. This isn't a different edition. This is a different publication, wholesale. But when you click on the title, you're going to get several different things. Did I click on that? Let me in. That's bizarre. So maybe I open in a new tab. Your results may vary. It should have dumped me in there. I wonder why I didn't do that. When you're logged in and you're on campus, there's something called a link resolver, which means for an online journal, the Usearch catalog doesn't have it. It has to look in all of our subscriptions and all of our databases to see who does have it. That link resolver is under that yellow bar, and you can see who's got Rolling Stone. The important thing is that it will give you a date range. Typically, it's available from one date, and this kind of infers that it's up to the current date. For some of the publications, it is not going to be the current date, but it's going to be an embargoed date. So for some of the fancier journals that are expensive, they want us to get the print edition for some reason. And so you won't be able to access the first or the current 6 months or year. Let me know if you run into issues with that, but you can also do interlibrary loan. When you go into a particular title, these are all just different databases. There's overlap, so it's going to be the same content. So whatever database interface you like the best, go for it. When you go in, though, it's going to show you all the dates and issues that you can access for a particular year. So if you wanted to drill down that way, you can search within a publication, though, and you could do test searches this way. The important thing to remember is that they're going to set you up with the search string already loaded to search within that journal. So don't delete that, but just put an and. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do Modern Family. I'm already in Rolling Stone. And then you can get, in the context of the ones that they had, all the articles on that. And these should all be full text. If it's not full text, again, you're going to want to go back to that interlibrary loan, and you'll get access to that for free. This looks pretty good. I wonder if sometimes it's a PDF text, and it's kind of tricky to glean specific words from, like doing text searches. But HTML full text, not very interesting. It's not that sexy Rolling Stone layout, but you've got all of this, so you could put it into a text analysis software if you wanted to do it. Let's see. Oh, what I wanted to say also is that you are doing what's called a systematic review. And I would encourage you to keep track of how you make the choices. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're not arbitrary, but if you write down why you made these decisions, it might be worthwhile to put this in the methodology of your dissertation. I don't think in this type of review that you're required to do a systematic review. They're typically for medical practice that they'll do systematic reviews, so they can be repeated again. But it's really helpful for other scholars or even for your own scholarship to see why you chose a particular journal, and that would allow it to be repeated. So if you're comparing and contrasting other journals, you might find in Ulrich's that a particular publication is $29 and that you found something that was within $10. So it was like looking at the same audience or spending or background or who their constituency is or all of those different things. It's worthwhile to write these things down. So if you want to find more, you can Google systematic review. But essentially, you're making a recipe of how you picked the journals that you were looking at. I hope this helped. All these run-on videos, but I'll be back and hopefully we can get together and see how it's going. But it sounds like you have a fantastic start and you're in a good spot. So I will stop here. Have a nice weekend.